I'm just gonna pull you up so I can see what's going on. Which one do you prefer? Like that? Let's do it. So just so you know, we're doing something a little bit different with you. If you look at it, right, all your metrics from the force places are up there. I can explain those to you if you want. But in general, when we look at these, you're gonna see a lot of percentages there.
Yeah.
Right, today we're gonna find those, right? Typically we do a 1 rep max and then take the percentage. I'm not gonna put you through a 1 rep max. Like, look at the percentages, 87 to 90, 1 rep max. Like, it should be heavy.
Yeah.
It should be hard. We can look at those as RPEs. To be like, all right, well, 87 to 90, it should be like a 9 out of 10 effort, right? So where you can do maybe 2 more, but like that's pushing it. Okay, so I want you to think about that. That's gonna be the most important about this entire block. We need you to work at those ranges or else we're not gonna see what we need to see.
Yeah.
Okay, this should be a little heavier than you usually do, okay? So yesterday we worked with Jackie Capone. She is leaving or finishing her soccer season, and she is working towards entering her lacrosse season. Soccer is a filler sport just to kind of get motion in, build a little bit of cardio, but really that's not her primary sport. Her primary sport is lacrosse, which is why she is really coming here to train. This past season for soccer, she came in sparingly on the weekends, but not as consistent as she was in the summer. But now is a time where she's starting to enter that new phase of like, all right, lacrosse is looming. I need to start getting physically prepared for that, but also recover for my soccer season. They brought its own stressors and all different reasons. So walk me through. We got soccer ended?
Soccer's over.
Okay, so we got March. Is that when we start?
End of March is when lacrosse.
Okay. Nothing lacrosse-ish until then?
No.
So we're gonna scoop this thing up. I would probably go inside handles, flip up. Gonna get into split stance, right? And then we're gonna side bend left, right. But we wanna go quick, so it's boom, boom. Okay? I think that's a hot debate. I think some people will be like, give up everything, go for your primary sport, just train for that sport. Other people will argue like, let the kid be a kid, right? And enjoy sports as is. I'm more towards that end. I think there's value in doing some of these other sports, not only from a physiological standpoint, right? Like you're gonna get some cardio, you're gonna get different reactive abilities playing that sport, but I like the versatility of playing multiple sports for a couple reasons. One, yeah, you get all those different stimuluses. Two, you let the kid be a kid, and like those are experiences you're never gonna get back, right? If I tell them to stop playing a sport because that's not their main sport, like I'm taking away very monumental times in their life that they're always gonna think back on. Even myself, I played soccer and I was a basketball player, but my favorite season I ever played in was on my soccer team. Think about getting stable first, but then really fast, side, break. That's 1-1. Yep, quick, good. That's exactly what we're working on. Good. Try to bring this knee out and get this going, so when I turn, I have a little bit more control into my hip. Yep, so even there, just keep the foot out, just turn the knee out slightly, boom, there. Now try it. Good. The key is maintaining it, because if you lose it, you start to fall. But if I can keep out, you have a little bit more control from your butt cheek. Good. Better. Right, so if I tell her just to stop and just come train, like, yeah, you could see some benefit from that, but I think we lose way more than we're gaining by doing that. Mentally, I think it's an advantage, right? Because you don't have to think about your sport, right? So for me, it was basketball, for her, it's lacrosse. You're just in a different mindset when you play that. I can go play soccer, I can play this, I can still be competitive, but my guard is let down a little bit. I can be a little bit more free flowing, where when you're playing your sport, you're kind of like held in a box. Like, I am this position, I do this. When you're on a different sport, you can just explore, right? But that exploration helps you react better. It gets you stronger in different ways. Yeah. It helps you just kind of, again, from a mental standpoint, take that block away and let you just experience. Yeah. And I think that's super valuable, especially for high school kids, because we are in a world where we're specializing really early, and I think that's not the best idea. And if you talk to like the best athletes, or you look at the best athletes, Kobe, Michael Jordan, whoever, pick a sport, you name them, they played multiple sports. They didn't specialize like the kids are doing now. So if I tell somebody, especially at a young age, hey, quit everything you're doing, put all your eggs in one basket, like, yeah, I mean, there's players who have done that and they're fine, but like, they lost out on so much by doing that. The counter argument is, well, they're very successful in their sport. Yep, control it, same thing. Bring that knee out slightly, press down into the ground, and then use that. Yep. The key is keeping that big toe down on the ground. That's your balance point. So if that comes up, I start to wobble everywhere. But if you can press that down, it's more like pressure straight down. That should keep your balance a little bit. And I might even do this barefoot, to be honest, but better. Yeah, good. See what happens when you lift it up? You start to shift. Good. No, I've seen plenty of people put all the eggs in one basket and then burn out when they get to high school. They just lose the love for their sport, the love for training, the love for anything that involves a sport, and they just stop doing that, right? And that's not the goal either, right? So I think there's value into playing multiple sports. In her case, I think soccer is something she's done her whole life. It gets her to move. She has friends, right? So it's more of a bonding experience. And like I said, from a indirect perspective, like it helps her with lacrosse, right? They're very similar movements. They're played on grass or on turf, right? You cut the same way. One's more with your feet, one's more usually with the hands, right? You still have to cut at the feet, but the skill of having a ball at your feet, being able to look up, make decisions is gonna help her lacrosse, right? Sure. Guess what? Lacrosse, you don't have to think about your feet. You just run, right? So if I can really master the skills of soccer, it's gonna translate over to lacrosse, right? Rules are different, movements are slightly different, the goals are a little bit different, but in general, like very similar sports. I played lacrosse in high school. So I didn't do grassroots lacrosse, I didn't do anything. I played my senior year and they would explain things to me in basketball and soccer terms. And I was still able to play, right? And I wasn't necessarily an all-star, but I did my job and I understood what I needed to do because I had a good understanding of something else, right? So I think she's gaining that value too of like, all right, well, the skills I'm learning from soccer will translate to my lacrosse. It's just way funner to play a game and compete than it is just to grind in the gym by myself. And some people can do that and that's fine, right? But you have to find that person and that person specifically has to be in it 100% or else it's gonna be miserable.
So do you think I should take my shoes off?
Try it. I think you're gonna see that you have a little bit better balance. Yep. Big toe comes up, that's when you start to fall.
Yeah.
Get that big toe down. Yeah, good. Yep. See the difference without the shoes?
It was definitely way easier without them.
That's what we're looking for. That's your balance point, right? Then we have SSB, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let me set that up while you do this. All right, so we gotta think about, when was the last time you did SSB? You got 3 at 130. Do you remember what that felt like?
No, not really, honestly.
So let's start, I'll have you do a warm-up of around at 25, that'll put us at 120. Then you tell me like, how heavy is that, okay? And even for this, I would say, keep shoes off. In general, 90% should feel like, all right, I could maybe do 2 more, no more than that.
Yeah.
Okay. Jackie, I think you're spot on. She's a really great athlete. She comes from good genes. Her brother is a really good athlete, one of the best we've seen in this gym. She has all the tools to be a really good player, right? From my understanding, she is a really good player and she is being recruited by all these places and going to the right camps and doing the right things. And I think the gym is secondary to her. This is new. This is not something she's prioritized until now because she's seeing what her brother did and how that's helped him. She's seeing like, all right, well, there's holes in my game that need to get better, so maybe I can get that Division I offer. So she's coming in here and just like her brother, they're very fundamentally sound. Things have to look a certain way. It should be like the textbook. I need to do everything perfect. And she's learning as she's doing through this, like lifting's not perfect, right? We want to make it look perfect and as good as we can, but like every athlete's a little bit different. And that's the whole point of this new phase that she's walking into. We've been reading a book about triphasic training. Her new program is a subset of triphasic training, only given to athletes that meet certain criteria that we think are committed and able to do so, right? It's demanding, there's a lot of volume, but she was somebody we looked at and was like, all right, she's got it, right? She wants to do it. She has the capability of being consistent with it, and we know when she gets in here, she's gonna work, right? So if she has those 3 things, she could potentially be very successful with this program and see and fill the gaps that she wants to fill. Yeah, do a couple reps just to see how it feels like, get yourself moving, then we'll add the weight for it. Good. All right, how heavy was that in your eyes? Give me a number.
Out of what? 10?
Out of 10, 10 being the hardest thing you've ever done in your life. Okay, so let's add 45s. So we'll take this off, we'll add a 45. I'll have you do like 1 or 2 again just to see what that feels like. We'll put a number to that and then that should give us a better idea. One of the biggest things that we're really wrapping our head around more and more as we kind of go through these programs and just talk, right? Collaboration is key. So all of us talking, learning new things, and that's the whole key of why we're always lifelong learners, is we can make people really strong here. That's not the goal. right? I don't care if they're the strongest person on the team if they're not playing. We're building really great weight room monsters, but on the field, it's not translating. So that's why these programs now that we're looking at and how we're tweaking these things is, yes, we're gonna get you strong, but it's not only about strength. It's that translation to the next piece. How is what we're doing going to help you on the field? Yes, you are very strong, but does that translate to go winning a 50-50 ball? Maybe not, right? Does that show me, hey, I can really lift some heavy weight? Is that gonna improve my sprint mechanics and speed? Potentially, but not all the way. There's a certain level where strength runs out, right? And there's diminishing returns on strength. I can get you really strong. That doesn't mean I can go, in my case, go dunk a basketball. I can lift 500 pounds off the ground. I can't dunk a basketball. I'm not translating that strength in any way that resembles my sport. So her program right now is written in a way to, one, get her strong, but do so where there's a kind of a ceiling that we want you to get this strong or fill in these gaps, but then there needs to be translations to the sport, and we need to see that or else we're failing you. So same thing, just do a couple. I don't need you to do the whole set unless you feel like, all right, yes, now we're at 90, then go through your first 5. If it's not 90, just do like 2 or 3. Good. Good. I'm gonna help you out here. Big push. Push, 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 push. Good. We'll rack it.
I feel like I got 3.
You had 3 good ones and it went downhill.
Yeah.
All right, so this is getting close to that 90. So this was, where does that put us at, 160? Let's try, we'll take these off. Let's go 35s. That should put us right around that range. You are miss? All right, so now we got 140 on here. So try to shoot for your 5 here. This will be our first working set. I think the key is there's different facets to strength. Strength is not just one thing, right? And when we look at any play, pick the sport, you name it, right? You have to be able to be reactive. You need to be adapting to different situations. You need to be able to read and make decisions on the fly. You need to be strong and you need to be fast, right? We've only been training one facet. So we need to do things like the title tank, split squats, and other of the motions we did, like the RDLs and these balance exercises, because that puts you in situations that are gonna mimic sport more. Deadlifting from the ground, yeah, it has its value. You can get some strength and you can work on power, but then what? Right? Like, how does that translate? Or how can we take that strength and then use it to then translate to faster speeds? Good. Good. Drive, drive, drive. Nice. Where was that at in your eyes?
Yeah.
Okay, then would that be 90%? I could do 2 more. So let's stay here for your next one. If it still feels like that or it feels like it's getting harder, we'll probably stay here for all 3. We have a better gauge, then we'll start to go up from here.
Okay. How much is that?
This is 140. Wait until you're fully recovered to get in here. I don't want you like to take 30 seconds and then get 4 and 3 and 2. Try to get 5 every time. Good. Good. All the way down. Drive, good. Good. Push, 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 good. 31, you wanna stay up here, you wanna go up a little bit?
Stay here.
Okay. Push, 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 push. Good. All right, I'm making an executive decision. We're going up just a little bit. I'm gonna put 2.5, so just 5 pounds total. Because I think this is good, but I think you can do a little bit more and still get away with it.
I like pull the handles, so just bring my shoulders
Yeah,
forward.
just keep it up.
Yeah.
Hold yourself here and just bring it up. Because if I do this, everything's gonna fall
Exactly, yeah.
forward. It makes it way harder. I mean, honestly, if anything, I can take these, put them here so you hold out in front so you don't even have to worry about holding this.
Yeah, maybe that would be better.
Wanna try that? Coach Ryan, you care if we do that? Give her the handles in front? Perfect, that's what we're doing. So when we look at the quicker tests, right, that take a little bit more reactivity and less power, right, she's in the 95th percentile, right? But when we look at things like more force output and how much she's actually utilizing this, she's kind of in like the mid 50s, right? So yes, she can produce a lot of force, but then when we take that and then we actually put it into something a little bit more practical as sport-like, her numbers decrease because she's not taking that force and using it into those other motions, right? So that's what we're working on. That is this new phase, is taking those gaps and then matching it. Yes, I now can produce force, but let's use that force into some other things, right? So she's learning. Yesterday was day 1. By the end of this phase, we should see some improvements in those categories, right? Good. Much smoother. Good. Push. Good. Nice.
That was a lot easier.
I agree. So this one, I believe, is 87 to 90%, but we're doing a rear foot elevated barbell split squat. Tap, back up. We just have to find the right number for you.
Got it.
Okay? Last time you did a rear foot elevated split squat with dumbbells, do you remember what you used?
It was like at least like
35s?
something like that.
Bars 45 as is.
I don't know, maybe like
15s, 25s?
15 for warm up.
Yeah, get used to the motion first. All right, let's go from there. So we'll grab a 10 and a 5. If you want to grab the 5s, I'll grab the 10s. This is probably way too high for you though.
Yeah.
This is Ryan's height. Just go warm up set, get yourself going. But we know that's light. Do like 3 on each leg and then tell me how light. Give me a number. And again, numbers are great, stats are great, they tell us a lot. Does that translate to the field? That's what we have to see. And only one person is gonna tell you that, it's gonna be her, right? I can think you're doing great in here, but this data drives a lot of our decision making, right? And from a data perspective, it gives us a good analysis of where she's at. But you're right, once you get on the field, that data gets lost, and it's not about how much force or how fast she is in a 20-yard sprint. Really where I see it, is she comfortable out there? Is she confident? And what's the risk of injury? Does she have any aches and pains? Does she feel really good? Is she making the cuts and not thinking about it? And these are things that you can kind of subjectively tell from watching her, right? But if she comes off the field and she hasn't cut in, let's say, a month, how'd that feel? Fine, that felt strong. Right? Like what happened in that situation was not lack of strength. It was not lack of reactiveness, right? A lot of the mistakes that they will start to pick up on are mental mistakes, right? But that's also stuff that we got to like fix in here. How do we talk about those things? How do we train those things? Well, we make things really hard in here and almost harder than the game. So when she goes to a game, it seems easy. It's gonna be really, really hard in here. She's gonna grind things out, and then when she goes to the game, it should feel easy. It should feel like this is an off day for her. That's what I want as she walks out of the field to be like, yeah, I felt good out there. It felt easy, right? Good. All right, how light?
I feel like I could go up to the 25.
25s? You got so used to being on camera, you just want us to be around it, you know? 5 each side. Good. There you go. Good. Drive through that front foot. Everything you got. Good. There you go. Come on. Big push. Breathe. Good. Nice. Where are we at with this?
I feel like that was good.
Let's stay here. I think you have 3 sets of it. Let's stay here for at least a second set. We might go up on the last one depending on what this looks like. But give yourself, again, full break. The problem is when we have these goals, and take any athlete, they're gonna give you the goals day 1 when they walk in the gym. I wanna be able to do this, I feel slow here, I do this here. They're gonna see improvement, and once they kind of pass that, that's no longer the goal, then there's the next goal. So you kind of lose vision of what was in the past and what was the goal, and that you actually are better. So in their heads, it's like, oh, I still gotta work on X, Y, and Z. You're always focused on what's next, but you're not realizing where you are now. Right? So if we make the training harder, we're probably gonna get those goals pretty quick quickly and easily. Then when you get to the game, they're not complaining of the same problems. They're complaining of something brand new because now it's a problem because they are faster, they are stronger, they are this. The game changed for them. Right now it's just filling in those gaps, and a lot of times when the game changes, it is mental. Sometimes it's physical. If we train the right way, right, and you feel like, all right, well now all the 50-50 balls I lost last year, I'm getting there. But I feel like I'm losing control with my stick because I'm going faster. They're new problems. They're not the same problems. So as long as they're not coming in with the same goal they came into me last season or at the beginning of the season, I'm gonna say that's a win, right? That's what we're trying to do, is minimize how many problems they come up with. And if they come back with a problem, it's not the same one, right? That's the key. Good. Yep. What's up, Noah? Good. Yep. Drive, good. 2, 3. Big push. 4, 5, good. Last one, you feel like you can go up a little bit?
Yeah.
Like 5? 5 on each or 5 total? That one looked cleaner than your first one. That's why I'm asking that.
It felt clean too.
So if we can get 5s on each side, I think you can do it. It's gonna be hard, but I think it should still fall within the ranges. Good. Big breath. Good. Good. Drive, drive, drive. Good. Yeah, nice, good. Good push. Drive. Good. Big push. Good. 2 more. Drive, 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 drive. Good. Last one. Push, 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 push. Good. I think that is really like a true 90 there.
Yeah.
This is what we'll log. When was the last time you hip thrusted?
I don't think I have ever.
In here?
No.
Oh, wow. I'm gonna put you right here. We had 10 total till that last one, yep.
Okay.
So we'll have to find the weight for this, right? So we'll probably start somewhat low. We'll probably put 25 just so you get the feeling for it.
Okay.
But what I want you to think about, relax the upper back on this pad. I like here, some people like here, doesn't matter. Just hold it. You're gonna come up and then you gotta make sure your head follows where your hips are. So if my hips are up, neck goes back. If my hips are down, I'm looking straight ahead. Trade you. Your initial goal is don't lose sight of that, because if you do, you're always gonna be searching for the next thing and it's gonna drive yourself nuts. Take a second and look at the beginning of the summer or at the beginning of this training block. What did I set out to do? Did I hit those things? And if you look back, you're gonna look back and most likely it's gonna be yes. And now you look at, all right, well, what are my problems right now? Make my checklist. These problems are not these problems. I'm in the right direction. Right? It's a luxury to find new problems. That tells you you're progressing. And that's what all athletes do. Even Michael Jordan, he talks about it all the time. He came in, I was only thought of as a scorer. So what do? He got better at defense. Now he's first team all defensive player. What do you want him to do next? Well, I want to lead the league in assists. Okay, cool. Now I'm going to go do that. That's not the same problem he had when he first came in. They're just always on to the next thing. Good. Same thing, just do like 3 or 4 and then you let me know where we're at. Let's go, let's swap out the 25s for 45s. I think it should put you right into that range. And I think with a little bit extra weight, you should kind of get more activation and more of the motion down. All right. Do you have a half day? No? Do you have a half day? Nice, Jackie. No, not her. Mom's too nervous.
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
Let's go up. Let's go 10s. Take off the 5s, add 10s. We'll stay there. Good. That seemed fine.
I don't know. It's hard to gauge.
It is, but this is all what week 1 is about. So if this felt like you could do more, next week we'll automatically go up.
Yeah.
Okay? We're gonna go right over here next. So we'll have to play around with this. This one's gonna be kind of hard to gauge because it's a weird movement to start, and I feel like your arm is gonna give out more than the leg is. We're looking for an 85, right? So it's gonna be relatively heavy.
I don't know.
Let's go, we try 25?
Yeah, 25 for one.
Hold it right there, don't move. Go back. Turn this foot in a little bit. Now pull. So almost try to bias that so your hip doesn't open up to the side. Better. Yep. Good.
Now warm up or
Let's call that warm up. Let's have this be your first working set. Okay, so same thing here. Try to turn that foot slightly in and then turn. Good. Pull through here. Try not to lift up here. Yeah. Good. Yeah, pull through. Good. There you go. Better. Feel a difference with that? That's what we want, right? So anytime that you do any type of deadlift, whether it's RDL, deadlift from the ground, think pulling yourself forward, not just lifting into space, okay? I think where she has the upper hand on people is when she comes in and she does something, she wants to get it right the first time, right? So like I said, she's very methodical. If it's not done correctly, she doesn't want to progress to the next one until that looks good. The best athletes are usually obsessed with getting it right, not having this extended list of moves or things, right? They want to get the basics right, and then everything stems off the basics. The athletes that don't do so well, they're trying to skip steps and do whatever they see, but they haven't mastered the basics. So there's always holes in those games. Somebody like Jackie, she wants to get the basics right. So I want it hard enough where when you get back to here, you actually need a break.
yeah.
Okay? 19-4? Yeah. Hell yeah. I gotta put your jersey back on the wall, dude. 19-4 is good, dude.
I know.
You started at what? What did we decide? 18-6? That's what I'm saying. The trajectory's up there. How much more? Another 45? You look down at the 45, I saw you. That means you can do 45.
No.
If you're starting with 25, you can go 45. All right, deal. I'll take that pretend. But more. That's the heavy we were looking for. The only reason I'm not going more is because I don't want to do this to her, because she's sliding.
What?
She says it's not enough. Big drive. Every drive, make sure you breathe. Push, breathe, push, breathe. Good. There you go. Big steps, big steps, big steps. Breathe, 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 breathe. Good. Big push, big push. Keep breathing, keep breathing, keep breathing.
How do you feel? Do you feel ready to do another one before?
Perfect. Break.
Let him go for his.
She's had good role models, right? Her brother's a good athlete. She's seen what he can accomplish. He's going and playing at a really good school, right? And she's seen the process, right? It helps when somebody else has done it before you and that you're so close to them because you can see it. You know what it takes. You know what they're looking for. You saw the gaps that maybe you need to fill to get into a better position. Lacrosse is a little bit different because the sports don't resemble one-to-one. There are differences within each the game, but like the process of being recruited, the hard work that's needed to get to that point, like she's seen it, right? So she just has to copy and paste, and guess what? There's a little bit of sibling rivalry. I'm gonna do it better than he does, right? But that's gonna get her to the point where she feels successful and get her the scholarship she wants or get her to the school that she wants. This program, the one that we did yesterday, is not the make or break whether she makes it. This is just a stepping stone in a process to help her get there, right? If I can get her stronger, I can get her faster, I can get her moving well that's gonna translate to her sport more, and that's gonna be one less thing she has to think about to get recruited, right? We wanna make the game effortless for her. This is one one way, one little facet that we can do so she doesn't have to think as much about what else is needed to be a good athlete in her sport.
What is this? We are out of plates, kids.
What a group of savages, using all the plates. Keep breathing, that's the key. Good. Good. Nice, Jackie. Big push. Okay. Very nice, miss. You are done with sled. Now you just have a kettlebell push-pull. So if you want, take a break. I'll meet you down there by the kettlebells. Good. Do me one favor. Try to bring these closer in. There. Maintain. Squeeze your butt hard. Good. And now press. Perfect. Nice, Jackie. Done. Good work.
Thank you.
So remember, these next two phases, day 1 and 2, whether you do upper or lower, like we got to get those heavy ranges. We'll figure out if we're gonna do it every 2 weeks or 3 weeks, but like we got to get you in those 90s, those 80s.
Yeah.
So it should feel hard, but for less reps.